everybody. Today we are going to talk about the M57. This is the Yugoslavian adaptation of the T-33 Tokarev, because Stalin would not give them the technical details, so they had to modify it a bit. So, first off, the M57, it has one more round capacity, so that means the grip is just, a little bit longer, which I think makes it look more proportional than most Tokarevs out there, which cut off right about there. There's a lot of Polish or Chinese ones out there right now for not a whole lot of money. Like for $300 to $400, there's a lot of variety out there for Tokarevs right now through basically any company that sells surplus. You can find these at gun shows, you can find them as trade-ins. If you're lucky, you can even find some of these in 9mm, because Zastava, the company that made this, they're still making them. I think there might even be some new production coming, or being made in China. I don't think those are coming in right now. But, yeah. And then, to address the elephant in the room, this has this safety. The safety was not originally part of the gun. This had to be added in so it could be imported back in the day. I got this before the big influx you're seeing right now of these. A lot of these came in 2020, or got noticed in 2020 when everyone was selling out of everything else. But yeah, they are actually a pretty solid gun. I personally think they would make a good truck gun, because they are very simple, decently rugged. Not a great capacity, but these rounds are pretty hot, so yeah. For other differences between the Yugoslavian version and the Russian, Korean, Chinese, Polish, Romanian, Bulgarian, whoever else made these guns, they have, on the Yugos, a bigger, nicer mag release. On the others, it basically just looks almost like that little rivet there, where it's just like a tiny little button. It can be hard to hit in a hurry. This is not beveled, by the way. I don't think any of them are, unless maybe some of the new productions. They also put, if I can get it to show that, the anti-glare lines up in here, so you can actually see what you're doing. And then internally, because these are kind of weird. Beep. One of the other nice things about the Tokarevs from Yugoslavia, they have a much nicer guide rod. It is full length, it is captive, and it is hinged, which is the only hinged one I've ever seen on any gun ever. But they do that so it actually gets up in there a bit easier, even if lining it up is still kind of a chore. There we go. Ta-da! Fine communist engineering. But yeah, those are the great big differences between this and your standard Tokarev that you would get out of China, Russia, Poland. Those are the, I keep saying those because that's what I keep seeing in the marketplace these days. Also, my magazine here might need a little love, because this is one of the originals that came with it. You can still buy the magazines You can get them factory fresh, straight from Zastava, which I had to do a while ago because I just could not find any for the Yugos. All the others take one less round out there, so you can take a Polish mag, slap it into a Chinese gun, it should work. You can take a Chinese mag, slap it into a Russian gun, and it should work. The Yugoslavian mags will work in any other Tokarev. For any other Tokarev magazine from any other country, it will not work. It is too short. It will not engage. So, now while I've got this apart, I can show you some of the fun little quirks on this thing. So first off, ta-da! Part of the fire control group comes out. This is the hammer. Does not actually take the trigger out. Some people are trying to say, oh, SIG stole this for the 320. They didn't. It's not similar enough. And they most certainly did not steal the paperclip. There we go. Which is honestly the great big Achilles heel of all Tokarev designs. This is just a little piece of sheet metal. It's in there. This fire is a very spicy round. The 7.62 millimeter by 25. So it has similar base size as a 9mm, but is a little... I am doing that the wrong way. But it is a necked cartridge, if I can get this to focus. Oh, I had it for a second there. That's better. So you get this tiny little bullet that goes very fast, and it actually has some armor piercing ability to it. It does not just blow straight through low level body armor like you'll see online sometimes, but it does a better job of getting through lower grade armor, especially like the stuff you're gonna get off of like Amazon or Temu or, you know, some bargain basement stuff that you're more LARPing than protected. It's gonna bust through that. Maybe not the very first round, but second or third, yeah. I've seen enough testing on it. I haven't tested it myself because I don't have body armor money. So then another quirk to all Tokarevs. You see this very nice tall rear sight and then this relatively short front sight. And so you kind of naturally angle it up a little bit, and most people still wind up shooting low with these. First time I took this out, I was getting 6-7 inches lower than I wanted to with just natural aiming at about 30 feet. And if you take your time and figure out where the point of aim, point of impact is, you can correct that pretty quickly. But if you shoot a lot of different types of guns and you don't shoot one of these regularly, you're probably going to shoot low. So if you do pick one of these up, you're aiming like you normally do, you're hitting low. It's not the ammo, it's not the gun, it's not even necessarily you, it's just the combination of you and the gun. And once you figure out exactly how to aim it, you're fine. This one also has, if I can get it to focus, driftable front and rear sights. They're just rear notch and then sloped front with the little notches on there. I did put a little dot on there to help me pick it out a little easier because my eyesight is not what it used to be. It's depressing. And it is single action only. And this one is also equipped with a magazine disconnect. which I don't know how widespread that is. I don't know if that's all Yugos or if it's just some or anything like that. I don't read enough of the languages, and yeah. But yeah, these are fun little guns. I enjoy shooting it. Not a whole lot of kick. If you want to look at what 7.62 does versus 9mm, if you go back in my videos, I have what I call my caliber comparison test, where I shoot milk jugs, just to give a very, very base idea of what a regular round will do compared to another. Well, hello there. I'm doing a video. Jonesy also says hello. Yes, I have a bunch of cats. 5 of them. At some point or another, they're probably all going to come and interrupt a video because I keep leaving my door open like an idiot. So anyway, yeah, I like these guns. If you buy one of the newer ones that are coming in, you probably won't have to deal with this rather ugly, annoying frame safety that, I'm overselling it. It doesn't bother me much. But a lot of the newer ones actually have a Glock style safety trigger where it's got the little blade in there, which makes it look a lot more normal as to how these originally were built. But U.S. import laws, guns have to have safeties. I don't think anyone in the U.S. is ever going to make a Tokarev. But yeah, they're out there. I highly suggest them. They're cheap. They're pretty durable. I hear better things about the Yugo. Well, the Yugos do seem to be the best made around. They have the longer grip, which fits hands like mine a lot better. The grip also looks really big to a lot of people, but they're actually fairly thin, and they're very, very comfortable. But yeah, I put the ranking of stuff like Yugoslavian, probably Russian, Polish, Chinese, any other countries that are out there, probably above the Chinese. I hear very unpleasant things about those, where quality is not as good. The little paper clip here tends to fail more often, stuff like that. But if you're buying it just as a range toy, it's probably fine. They can, if the so-called paper clip here fails, they can disassemble themselves spontaneously. And by that I mean the whole thing will just fly apart in your hands, and you will just be stuck holding the grip going, what the hell happened? Hasn't happened to me. This is fairly stiff. A lot of people will say don't use a fingernail to open it, like I do, but I have very strong nails. They'll say take a round and use it like that, which is quite a bit easier, but I'm stubborn. Yeah, they are fun little guns. They're also not too expensive. I think they make a good truck gun, or something like that. If you just want something you can buy inexpensively, stick in a drawer or a safe or something like that for something goes bump in the night. Just be careful. These do have a reputation for over penetration. It's why a lot of militaries and police departments moved away from them fairly quickly. They hit harder than they really wanted. But these made for a great submachine gun round. So there was some attempt at keeping them around for that, just so it simplified supply lines. Jonesy, enough, buddy. So yeah, if you see one of these, go ahead, pick it up. I like them. I've had mine for years. I've had a lot of fun with it. And honestly, it's one of the more comfortable ones for my hand. Just everything about this grip lines up very nicely. And once you adapt to that initial shooting low issue, yeah, you'll have fun with it. They make plenty of brand new ammo with it. You don't have to worry about surplus stuff. There's new magazines out there. You can buy a whole brand new gun from Zastava. They make this in this 7.62 by 25 or 9mm. Yeah, go ahead, pick one up, have some fun with it. And just because I know some of you are going to ask, here's Jonesy. He's our orange boy. He's a very good boy.